If you think about the future of humanity, it's going to fundamentally bifurcate in two directions, or life as we know it. Either it's going to become multiplanetary, or it's going to be confined to one planet until some eventual extinction event. The goal with SpaceX is to improve rocket technology and spacecraft technology and keep improving it every year until ultimately we're able to send people to Mars and establish.
That was Elon Musk, founder of SpaceX, on wanting to colonize Mars. I mean, who doesn't? But Mars aside, that is nothing compared to his announcement that Tesla is dramatically expanding its network of superchargers from New York to LA. This is the same man behind PayPal and SpaceX and SolarCity. So is he batty or brilliant? I can never figure it out. Here to weigh in are Bill Nye, the science guy, and Jonas Max Ferris, MaxFunds.com co-founder. Great to have you both on. Bill Nye, the science guy, let me ask you first. Are we going to go colonize Mars? I mean, what is he talking before? He says we've got to go colonize Mars before we become extinct. These are like the two options. Do you see those as the two options?
Well, I don't see them as the two options, but nevertheless, the word colonize might be an extraordinary word, and he might be talking about centuries hence. I mean, 500, 600, 1,000 years from now to have a colony on Mars.
Yeah.
Sounds like a long time. Okay, a couple hundred years. Here's the deal. If you want to live on Mars, I tell everybody, go live in Antarctica for a couple years to see what you think. Not near the coast, not near the ice sheet. No, go to the dry valley where it hasn't snowed for a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
And it's 20 below at noon. But that aside, what SpaceX is doing that's so admirable and worthy and great is they're working hard to lower the cost of space exploration.
No, that makes a lot of sense, but I want to stick to the first point just for one more second. I mean, the idea is eventually we're not going to be able to live here and we have to go find another planet. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
Well, I mean, when the sun gets to be, starts to be a red giant and it expands out to the orbit of the Earth, yeah, we will have to do something else. Now, it is presumed, based on evolution, that we won't look much as we do now, but it is our dream as genetic organisms that our genes will be out there in several hundred years, 100 or maybe million years.
When will that happen, that the sun's going to expand so much it's going to just fry us to death?
It's
How soon is that?
It's on the order of a couple billion years. Yeah.
Okay. Listening to all this, Jonas, does it make you feel good as an Elon Musk investor, or does it make you nervous as an investor in his previous genius? I mean, PayPal, wow, sold to eBay for $1.5 billion. SpaceX, not turning a profit as far as I know, but, doing some great stuff. Tesla, absolutely on fire. What do you think? You feel good about him or you get a little nervous?
Elon hasn't had a failure since he was like 12 and he wrote this software game and sold it for like $500. So it's really hard to see a pattern of failure or any risk as a shareholder. But at the same time, he's a little crazy. There's really no question about it, and I do think they kind of keep him quiet on some issues. And it slips out in these sort of interviews, and you're like, wow, this guy's really from another planet.
Yeah.
And he first of all, he's not talking about a billion years from now. He's talking our lifetime moving to Mars. Like somehow that's going to ever work out with the fuel problems and how far that is, and who's going to go when the meteor's going to hit here. Like it's because a lot of dot-com billionaires like sci-fi stuff.
Yes.
He was married, I believe, to a fantasy writer at one point, and they have billions of dollars, so they could literally put these things into action and start space companies and things. And for example,
I think she's a novelist. I think she writes romantic novels. But anyway, go on. Yeah.
Mysterious. He also believes in something called hyperlooping, which I keep thinking this is some fake thing on the internet, but he thinks there's a way to get from he doesn't like the bullet trains in California because he thinks there's a way to get from San Francisco to LA in under 30 minutes. That costs less than a bullet train. It's some sort of like railgun thing. It's totally whack.
So Bill Nye, as a science guy, do you feel like Elon Musk is a pioneer? He is a visionary, that he thinks outside the box? Is he a little bit crazy? Is he both those things? I mean, what is your real science-y medical opinion here?
Well, he's a genius, okay? And here's what he's doing. He is hiring the right people. I say this all the time. So he's got this idea. See, a lot of people want to send science experiments to Mars. And so there's a commercial, there is a business model for this. And he and his people, many of whom are former NASA employees, are working on a system to enter the Martian atmosphere at a much less, nominally, much less complex approach, using retro rockets to create a big envelope of drag rather than a supersonic parachute and a sky crane and so on. And this sounds extraordinary, but if he's able to, or his company, his colleagues, are able to lower the cost of getting to Mars to where it's on the order of, I'm picking a number out of the air, $1 billion rather than $40 billion, it could very well change the worlds.
Okay.
And by the way, you say, you know, his company SpaceX isn't profitable, but they are providing a service.
Oh, yeah.
In the United States, everybody, or from both sides of the aisle,
no, I'd much rather do it privately. I hear you, and I think it's fantastic.
So there's an irony, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's an irony because the same people that insist on keeping NASA jobs in their districts are nominally people that would want the private sector to handle.
Real quick before we go, Jonas, buy, sell, hold on Elon. What do you think? What's
As
your...
a person, I buy. I think he's they're going to make a movie about him someday, and it'll probably have Johnny Depp starring him because they have this kind of same kind of wackiness. But he's right, and his successes have been consolidating these crazy ideas into doable,
into
small
something
things.
that's meaningful.
That's how PayPal was once this plan to take on
Right.
Citigroup, and now it became this little money thing and was successful.
Okay. Guys, thanks so much. Appreciate it. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, no.